Break the walls down.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the very first episode of the Lowdown, where we'll be taking you through all the ins and outs of all things wrestling. I'm your host, Isaiah, and this is my co-host, Vusi. Say what's up to the people, Vusi.
Yo, what up, guys? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, as you can see, he's a
I
bit
am,
dramatic.
I am the hype man.
Yeah, definitely.
The honorary Us of the show, guys.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, we're going to be talking about all things wrestling. And if you're a wrestling fan, obviously you are aware that right now the thing that's buzzing is Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules, what just happened. And so that's what we're going to be talking about. Extreme Rules, Vusi. Talk to us. What did you think of it? Did it live up to the hype, or were you disappointed?
It was an absolute banger. All the matches were bangers. After banger, after banger, after banger, after banger, after banger.
Okay.
And then the last part, that was an absolute banger.
Yeah. So speaking of banger after banger after banger, the first match was obviously the Sheamus versus what's his name? That guy.
The Intercontinental Champion Gunta.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Yeah. It was a 6-man tag. Though I think there was no DQ. I forgot what type of match it was. My bad about that. But yeah, it was an absolute big star match. That one was, yeah, it was an absolute banger. Exactly. So the match was brutal, just as the one that we watched at Clash of the Castle, you know. But the difference is that this time it was a team on team clash. So it was quite personal, of course. Things got intense. Everybody was tough. Too much. It was a lot of beating. Yeah. You know, that wasn't a wrestling match. It was an absolute fight. Like fight night. Like it was fight. Like big time. So yeah, like Sheamus, luckily Sheamus, the brutes, the brawling brutes, they won the match. So they needed that redemption, especially when it comes to Sheamus. He needed that win, honestly. After all that they have to have won. So I'm quite glad that the brutes won on that one. Like they kicked butt. So he what can I say? He ran away with he tried to cheat his way into this one as well with the shillelagh. But luckily this time Sheamus saw that coming, and even though he didn't pin Gunther specifically, he pinned one of the other Imperium guys. They still won the match.
Yeah. And that's the thing, you know, with Sheamus, like I really feel like it's his break is long overdue. Like that guy, he's really good, man. And I don't know. I thought by now he would have at least have a win over the Gunta guy, you know, especially at the last pay-per-view in his hometown, you know. I'm thinking this is perfect. It's obviously his time. And the Intercontinental Championship is the only thing that's left for him
eluded
to win.
Him.
Yeah, exactly. So but I'm just hoping that eventually, you know, he eventually gets his time, because yeah, it's long overdue. I think Sheamus deserves it. He really does.
Yeah, and I would have been really happy if he actually did win that title at Clash of the Castle in his hometown, because they don't really come there a lot. So that once in a lifetime opportunity could have been one of the best moments of his entire career.
Exactly.
Definitely.
So right. So moving on. The Ronda match.
Oh my gosh, let me start on that one.
I don't know. For me, I was disappointed Ronda won. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, by the way, if you haven't seen the show, I'd advise you guys to go see the show, because there's definitely going to be spoilers in here. So
spoiler alerts, yeah,
definitely.
I think we already did that
before. Just before we go any further, you know. I was disappointed she won. The reason I was is because WWE right now, almost every champion is like, you know, the big guy, the bully. You know what I mean? It's like if you're a champion, you are you are the insurmountable odd. You know, it's been a while that we've had an underdog as a champion. And it was really nice to see Liv, as the underdog, just doing her thing and really just, you get what I'm saying? To have to see her every time she's faced with an opponent and you're wondering, man, how is she going to beat this person? And then you see her dig her way, and she actually does it. It reminds me of the olden days when Rey Mysterio was champion, and you'd be fighting like Great Khali or Mark Henry. We don't get those things much anymore. And so I was seeing, so this is the dynamic that they're going with Liv, and it was kind of like, wow, this is amazing. And then now it's just to see that cut short is like, but why? That's how I felt for me.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that one, honestly, because not that I favor the baby faces, makes sense, but I also give the heels the same type of respect and the same type of support. But in this case, I also feel bad that Liv lost the match because her reign wasn't as long as it's supposed to be. It was basically what they did with Nikki ASH back last year after she cashed in. The moment she faced like someone who's like a big star,
Exactly.
She definitely lost the match.
Exactly.
It was a genuine loss. Like they just pretty much got the honor for Ronda back. And it's quite sad now for Liv because she pretty much worked her way up just to be on top for like a short period of time. And yeah, I agree with you on the fact that it has to be they're not, other superstars are not given the right turn, the good push. They need good pushes, like especially the baby faces. They don't have good pushes these days. And right now, majority of our champions are heels.
True.
But which is understandable in a sense that it gets us the fans to watch more because we want this guy to be taken down.
Yeah.
More than if it's a babyface who's champion.
Yeah.
But Bianca Belair is proving to us that with that one was like, she's a babyface, of course.
Well, yeah.
And she's dominating. She's still keeping us to our seats till this day. And yeah, we're gonna speak about her later on, of course.
Yeah, definitely.
But so yeah, like with Liv, yeah, that was utmost robbery. Like I refuse to believe that. Like this was a dream for her and she achieved it. But the moment someone as big as Ronda came to the table, now we have to be like, okay, we have to brush her off this entire story.
You get what I mean?
I'm against that decision.
I understand because now Triple H is in charge, so I know he has like a soft spot for Ronda. So I don't know. I the fact that he's in charge, I have confidence that he might use her in the right way, and she'll get the right bookings, and we might get something good going from here. And judging from her reaction in the win last night, it looked like she gave off a heel turn kind of vibe, because the fans were booing and she didn't really care and anything. But the one thing I wanted to talk about is, in as much as I'm on Liv's side, in that match particularly, I don't know what went wrong, because I don't know if you noticed, but it was like, I don't know if she knew she was going to lose and so she just wasn't caring enough, but she didn't really deliver. The Liv that we know, is someone who's really like, you can see that she's really fought her way. But then, I don't know, yesterday, maybe the Extreme Rules thing is just not for her, because at some point, there was a point when she was giving those chair shots. I don't know if you saw it, was just me, but to me, they looked, they were just so weak, bruh. It's like, no, bruh, they were. It was like she, I don't know, it's like she wasn't really hitting.
I feel like she was told that she was gonna lose the match.
Yeah, maybe
before the match even started, and she just lost interest because she smiled. Like I can see she was smiling with like throughout that entire submission.
Yeah,
she carried herself smiling, which like I was like, okay, why are you smiling? Are you happy that you lost, or what's going on with your life, woman?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm
after I was like, nah, she has a chance with Ronda. Like, she beat Shayna, who also has an MMA background.
Yes.
Okay. Then she also continued to prove herself in SmackDown that she has an extreme side. She's ruthless. She's aggressive. She's been showing that. She legit sentoned someone through a freaking table.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, yeah, we see you now. You're showing us that, yeah, you're gonna kick this woman's ass.
Yes.
And then she beat the crap out of Ronda with a freaking bat, and then now bell
And
rings, and then she's like, bruh.
Thank you. You perfectly just summarized everything I'm trying to say. Like, that was 100%. And anyway, that's why I'm saying, like, we trust, because maybe they'll play on that smile. Maybe that smile is something that they're going to work with.
It is part of the story.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying, as long as Triple H is in charge, I have confidence that something good could come out of this. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, but speaking of Triple H,
yeah.
I won't deny the man has been doing a spectacular job.
No, 100%.
Like, his stories are much more personal. Like, you can tell that the PG-13 era is completely off. Like, majority of the superstars that were released are now back.
Listen.
And like, he's been doing a great job. I won't lie. Like, he's been getting me to leap off my seat as well. Like, it's just too much right now.
I 100% agree with you.
Like, the matches aren't as predictable as they usually were.
100% I agree with you. Like, Triple H is really, really doing his thing, and wrestling has become that much more exciting. Like, before it became a bit hard to watch at some point. Like, you start off the show, the opening segment, and then a few boring matches, and then the main event. But like, for you to sit through the whole show, it was kind of like, But no, we'll get to Triple H. We'll get to Triple H as we go. For now, the strap match. What was your take on that? Drew McIntyre versus
Karrion Kross versus Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's go back. Oh yeah. Karrion Kross ran away. He ran away. Like, can't deny that. The Scarlett was assisting in that match. She was just helping the guy. So those interferences made quite a role there. But Drew McIntyre is like, well, freaking manly. So that guy's one of the toughest superstars I've seen in wrestling today.
Yeah.
And throughout that match was, for me, it was an awesome match. It was a great match. Like, those two gave what I expected them to give. Like, all that power, all that toughness, the aggression, the lashing off. Like, it was just those lashes were I felt those lashes, like, they echoed throughout the entire arena. That's all. It was just too much. But respective of the outcome, Karrion Kross did need that victory far more because he just came back.
Yeah.
But at the same time, after with Clash at the Castle, Drew also needed a chance of redemption here. So that's gonna depend on what's gonna happen next now. But it still feels like their story is still gonna continue because after that pepper spray thing, I don't think Drew's gonna let that man go after that.
I'm also very curious to see where it's going, to be honest. Although I do agree with you that the ending doesn't really look good on Drew, because at this point he's one of the few candidates who can actually challenge Roman Reigns. Exactly. Convincingly, we saw it from the last match, and then for him to lose 2 pay-per-views in a row, I don't know if that's where we want him to be right now, unless the direction they're going is they're trying to build Karrion Kross to be the next guy to challenge Roman. But I don't know. Do you think he has what it takes?
You have a point there.
Do you think he has what it takes?
Karrion Kross does, but it's just that it's not as entertaining to see a heel fight another heel, in my opinion. I feel like Kross has what it takes to be a champion, right? But I feel like it would have been more entertaining if it takes down a baby face, not a heel.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll see where it's going. But as it is, I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with that match, honestly. I wanted Drew, but like I said, let's see. The Bianca match, for me, up to this point, it was the best. It was the most entertaining. I just liked it. And shout out to Bianca, man. Shout out to Bianca for she's really held it down for quite some time now. Like she delivers in almost all her matches. Like she's really carrying herself as a champion. And I mean, nobody doubts her in any way. Like we're all convinced that this person, she is who she says she is. Like she's the real deal. You know, she is the real deal. And you saw the moment in the match where she carried two people at once.
Oh, that was awesome.
Like, you see what I mean? Like, she just keeps on doing things to just surprise us and really just, she's taking herself to the next level at every pay-per-view. And I give her kudos for that.
That's the thing with Bianca. And what I'm seeing with her is like, it's like she's a female version of Cena.
Yes.
Because they're just representing her in a matter of like making her hella powerful, empowering, and inspiration to all the kids around the world. So I'll give you that. Like she's playing that role very, very well. And it sounds like she actually wanted to be in that role from the get-go anyway. And yeah, like the fact that she lifted two people and just KO'd them at once was one of the best moments of the match. I won't lie. Like I won't lie. I thought she was gonna lose because she was outnumbered.
Yeah. Sorry about that. We got interrupted with internet connection. Yes, Wusi, you were talking about Bianca.
Yes. So Bayley is a great superstar. Yeah, like she has won a lot of titles. She has done it all. You know, so even without damage control, she would have shown Bianca a hard time in her own right. So given that with the numbers game, I legit thought that okay, there's a high chance that Bianca might not win this one. And the fact that Bayley never got her title shot because she got injured, you know, it was bound to happen that she was gonna get the title back. But luckily, Bianca still powered through that entire match and actually won, which was
amazing.
By far, an amazing moment. Exactly.
I agree with you, bro. And that's the thing. I was thinking the same thing about Bayley. At the moment, I don't know. Is there anyone who can really challenge Bianca to the extent that Bayley has? Even in terms of matches, like Bianca really, like, she dominates most of her matches, you know. I don't think I've seen anyone who has been able to push her to the limit that like Bayley. So far, I'm the only one. I mean, she's the only one I'm convinced by who can actually, like, if Bianca was to drop the title and she drops it to Bayley, that wouldn't be much of a disappointment, you know. So I hope she gets another moment in future, just for them to take it one-on-one, you know, because she doesn't really need the numbers. I get that maybe she's trying to build up these other guys and all these things, but in terms of her challenging for the title, I think she's definitely credible. She's credible.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't mind her taking the title from Bianca as well. But it's just that the other superstars she faced were really good at making Bianca look good, I can say. Despite of the veterans, all the veterans she faced, like Becky and Sasha as well, they pretty much highlighted her career. You know, they gave her a tough time. There's you know, these guys, these ladies have been champion before, and these people are definitely going to give you a tough time because they've done it all. They've been on top, you know, compared to the other superstars. So, but other than Bayley, the one current superstar who I am literally hoping for Bianca to face, and it's like ideally the dream match for me, like one of the biggest matches I will be like very happy to see again, would be she's not a veteran even. She's actually the youngest female superstar. And surprise, it's Rhea Ripley.
I can see
that.
Rhea,
Rhea has what it takes to take Bianca down. That's one thing I am sure of. So if it were to be anyone right now as one of the current new superstars, it would be Rhea.
I agree.
Yeah, she's busy Judgement Daying. So
yeah. Actually, that brings us to the next point. So let's just get straight to Rhea, right? in that match we saw Beth, she interfered and she went head on with Rhea. So it looks like Beth is now going to be introduced into this whole Edge Judgment Day feud. Do you?
True.
It's very likely. In fact, it's more than likely that we're going to see Rhea versus Beth. What do you make of that? Is that something that you feel like you want to see?
I would love to see that match. It's all like when I saw at Extreme Rules, I actually felt that this is actually also an ideal dream match.
Yeah.
Because it's two alphas here. Two alphas who are about to face each other. What a Glamazon and a Nightmare, and they're all like they have like this power. It's just the mad powers game with those two. So I would love to see both of these two badasses kick butt. Like it would be a great match.
It would love to see those two. It would be an amazing match. Like Beth is such a powerhouse, and then Beth. Bianca actually said she draws her inspiration from Beth Phoenix in terms of like being this powerhouse and just being this dope person and stuff. So it's kind of like you spoke about Rhea versus Bianca, and then now to see Rhea versus Beth, it's almost gonna be the same thing, but it's definitely gonna be
pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. And then Dom. What about Dom? Like based on yesterday,
I am starting to feel Dom.
It's definitely going to get to a point where Rey Mysterio, he has to snap at some point, right? Because Dom can just keep on pushing him, and we do you think we could see a match, Rey Mysterio versus Dom? And has he done enough for for us to see it anytime soon?
No. He hasn't done enough yet. He hasn't done enough. I feel like he needs to get into Rey Mysterio's mind a little bit more. And he just needs more development as a heel first, in order for him to actually be ready to face Rey Mysterio. Because I feel like if it's too soon, and it passes, it's gonna be a what now situation. I want things to be more and more personal with one another, so that like the moment they do fight each other, it's gonna be just as big as the match we're probably gonna speak about next. Which is Seth and Riddle. So it has to be more personal. I want to see more personalness.
I get you. It's kind of reminding me of the Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio days. So, but what do you think it's going to take though? What do you think he needs to do that will really say, okay, yes, that was it. Now that's it. Okay. Now we can have a match.
Well, ideally the theme is family here.
Okay.
Yeah? Not to be dark, but I was really hoping that he might take off his mask, his dad's mask. I feel like that one thing will actually highlight that now you can fight at the next pay-per-view. That one thing, But I feel like if the Judgement, they just make it so personal that they go for Rey Mysterio's family, including the sister, the mother again, get them involved more in the story, then I can say, okay, now Rey is gonna like actually snap and actually say, okay, you know what? You haven't been listening to me, and clearly you're favoring them more than myself. It's best that we just fight this out.
Man, you should really consider joining creative. I never thought of that aspect. But with the mask, I can see it. I pictured it in my head, like what's the biggest thing you can do to Rey, But then it's something that we've seen time and again. Every superstar, whenever they want to get personal with Rey, they take off his mask. And then so exactly. It wouldn't really be anything new. But that angle that you've introduced, I think, that would definitely be something to see. And so the Edge versus Balor match. Okay, first things first, I just wanted to address the fact that Extreme Rules, this particular Extreme Rules, every match had a stipulation. With most of Extreme Rules in the recent years, I don't know, it's been like normal matches and then one Extreme Rules match at the end, which didn't make sense to me. The whole show is Extreme Rules. So I just wanted to give kudos to that one. It's they did a great job on that. Now the Epic match. The quit match, Edge versus Balor. First things first, what was he wearing in the entrance? I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know, man. Like I saw that and I'm like,
What is that?
exactly.
Like,
But now, shout out to Finn, man. Like he really brought out a side that we're not used to seeing. It was extremely aggressive. It was what we needed. You know, he's going up against Edge. With Edge, we knew he was going to bring it. You know, and I didn't see.
They did,
and he did. We, as expected, right? But with Finn, I don't know. I was a bit Finn. I quit match. Is he really? But then he ended up. He delivered. He delivered. And I didn't see a way that Edge was going to lose that match, to be honest. But
same.
But then, yeah, of course, with the involvement of Judgment Day and everything, even with the involvement of Judgment Day, I don't know. I just didn't see him saying "I quit." It doesn't make sense to me.
I had the same feeling you did, but the moment I saw Beth Phoenix, I was sure now that that's the only way to get him to say it, because that's the same thing they did with Jey Uso back then.
Yeah, yeah.
So they used his brother. Yeah, they used his brother to get Jay to say I quit. So the moment I saw Beth Phoenix in the way, I was like, that's the one way they can get him to say it. And the moment they held him like that, they held him, and then his wife was there on that chair, and they like he had no choice.
Yeah,
they didn't give him a choice.
It's kind of ironic.
Didn't fix the problem though. It did not fix the problem. Yeah. He still got that conchitsu on the skull, and yeah, like that was wow.
So then
okay, I'm not saying I loved it. I'm just saying I didn't see it coming.
100%.
You know, from the fact that like from what I saw with wrestling back then and now, that was just, you know, that chair shot was not supposed to happen. You know, but when it happened, then that was pretty much a reminder that okay, Triple H is still definitely in charge of this thing right now, because things just got brutal, things just got personal, and things haven't ended between the two. Yeah. Because now you mess with a man's wife, and you when you hurt someone in family, you don't go back.
I love how like they've gone with the whole family dynamic with this thing, because already we had the Ray and Dom, and now Beth is involved, so it's just the whole family affair. But then what do you think we can expect going forward? Where do you think this whole thing is going? Because Edge has to be pissed off right now. Rey Mysterio, I don't know. There's a bit of question marks. I don't know how he's feeling. But then obviously Rhea and Beth are now going to like thingy when she comes back. That's if she's injured, course. You know. So where can we expect this? What can we expect to see from this going forward?
So far I can say that the story is going well. You know, it hasn't gotten even as far as being boring, or it's supposed to end at this point. No, it feels like, let's prolong it some more. We're prolonging it. We're making this even more entertaining. We're going deeper. We're making this bigger. We're making this more personal. You know, we're still getting the us fans to still, wonder, okay, it's not over between these two, and it's gonna be prolonged again. So from what I'm seeing, as I said, Rhea and Beth are definitely gonna beef, of course. Like that's a short. Edge and of course the rest of the Judgment, they are still gonna beef. Rey is also involved again. But now the problem is that the reason why I'm saying this is gonna be even more longer than most story is because it's basically two stories now mashed in one. Because there's Edge trying to destroy what he created. And then there's Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
And Dom also involved in that one thing. So numbers game, they still have a disadvantage. That also is gonna play a role here. They're gonna need someone to equal the numbers as well. We have a female now, luckily, because Rhea was really, really taking advantage of that because nobody could harm her.
Yeah. And then with Dom as well, because it was basically what, 4-on-1? Because Dom, I mean, Rey Mysterio couldn't touch Dom. So it's like he was also taking advantage of that fact, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Rey can't touch his son. Like he's still holding back.
I'm really looking forward to the day he snaps, though. Like, I really want to see him snap and just
everybody's
you know what I mean? Let them just
like which is good because they're keeping us in suspense here. And the moment you're gonna be like, the moment Rey's like, you know what, I'm sick and tired of this, and then that's when everybody's gonna start cheering. The moment he actually lays his hands on Dom and like finally snaps, he's like, you know, like, oh, we've been waiting for this, you know. And I think AJ is also going to be put in the story because of what's been going on with him now lately.
That would make
and
sense.
That's when I can say that the numbers are going to be equal in that sense. But they're also trying to make AJ join as well. So this could also be another twisted, hey, AJ betrays them at some point, and then we're back to square one.
Back to square one.
You get me?
This is why I'm saying you should join creative, bro. Like all these aspects. I never really saw them. But no, it would make sense for AJ to join.
I'm just like, there's a lot of possibility.
There is. You're right. This thing, there's a lot of untapped things, and we are far from the climax, like you said, and there's so much to look forward to. But like I said, as long as Triple H is in charge, I'm confident things will go the right way, you know. And speaking of prolonged, rivalries, Seth versus Riddle.
Seth freaking Rollins versus Matthew Riddle.
Man, this one,
my gosh,
exactly. Like you really need to take a pause after saying that, because man, if you've been anyone who's been following this really understands this thing. I never expected this at all. I never expected things to get this deep, to get this personal. Let's start off with that interview, because that's really where it started from.
That segment.
Exactly. One where Seth really, dug into his family, talking about like his wife left him and whatnot, the divorce. Seth, Riddle talking about, Becky is the only man in your house and all that, Looking at that, I understand, we're no longer in the PG era and, there's new people in charge and whatnot. But do you think that is something that should have been there, or was it off script? And did it just end up working out so well? Or
So ideally, I felt that was off script at first.
Yeah.
But the fact that they actually showed it live, it was like, okay, maybe it was not supposed to happen, but this is so good that we're gonna keep it there. It's one of those Marvel things where you would say something unplanned, but it's working out. Like how Thor was like, okay, this drink is good, another, and then he throws the glass down. It was so funny that we were like, let's keep this in the movie. Maybe that was the road that they went with. They were like, okay, this is personal. Like, this was the best way to make this freaking personal. And Seth is part of the story, which makes a whole lot of sense because he can get away with it. Seth's character is mostly built, especially the heel, is mostly built with him playing mind games. And his mind games are always so good that you can see that, okay, the other wrestlers mentally is like, he's not mentally ready for the match. And the best example with that is when he had a match with Roman Reigns. The man took it back to the Shield. Everybody was against the Shield breaking up. And Seth was the one who broke up the Shield. And he was rubbing that in. He was rubbing Roman's family like behind the lines. He was going after everything that's personal to that guy, to the extent that Roman actually broke down and was like, dude, you know what? I actually haven't forgiven you about what you did with us with the Shield. Okay, I hate your guts and I want to kill you. I want to destroy you. And that's what he did in Royal Rumble. He was like, he just poured out all that anger towards Seth, and like he didn't even care about the match anymore. It was just, it was just brutal vengeance. Like, no, you deserve what you're getting right now. I'm gonna kill you till you cry, So
yeah.
When it comes to Seth, his mind games are always so freaking perfect. Like it's magic for him.
They are on point.
I Seth is just the best of both worlds. He's the best heel. He's the best baby face for me.
Yeah,
He kills both roles, honestly, and he always stays relevant. That's the one thing about him, is that
that's true.
the moment one character dies, another one's gonna rise, and that one, when he rises, it's still gonna be just as entertaining as the one before.
And
so with this one,
with this whole fight pit match, I saw a side of Riddle that I don't really usually see. Like, I don't know, maybe it's because I haven't watched Riddle enough, but like his fighting style was a bit different. I don't know if you saw that thing where he jumped off the post and
the proton.
Yeah, And
you mean that that cage board kick?
Yes.
Now, thing is, I saw the cage board kick. This isn't his first fight pit match.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not his first fight pit match. I followed Riddle from NXT. So when I watched him in NXT, he had a match with Timothy Thatcher, and he kicked him the same way. But with Timothy, he lost a tooth after that kick. It was bad. Snap. But anyway, my point is, Riddle already had a fight pit experience. That was his match. That was I was rooting for him. Was that he's definitely winning this one. This is his home. This is this is where he came from.
Yeah.
So after the Broton, I was 100% sure that no, it's over for Seth. And then when he held him with that submission, I just thought that he's gonna KO. I was surprised he tapped out, but I thought he was gonna be knocked out. Honestly,
I was shocked, but I was happy to see Riddle finally win, because Rollins has really gotten the best of him. And I was just about to allude to the mind games thing, because once he's in your head, this guy. Like, I don't even know how Roman survived, because Riddle has really had a hard time, getting the best of Rollins. But then, what can we expect now? Because I mean, okay, Riddle's beaten him. Do you think this thing should continue, or is it done?
Well, in my point of view, Seth is gonna basically become the new United States champion.
Okay.
That's all I can say with him, because he's gonna face Lashley after this. And knowing what they usually do with this guy, after going down, after hitting rock bottom, he's gonna need a way to go back up. So with the match with Lashley that's coming, he's gonna face Lashley, and of course he's gonna become United States champion. With Riddle, though, I don't know what's gonna happen with him. So I don't know what's gonna be next for him, though. So with Riddle, it's just a mystery. But if the story were to end here, I'll still be happy. I don't really see the need for it to be prolonged some more, because Seth won he had Riddle, he had his number after the Raw segment, right? It was personal, and the man broke Riddle down. Like he mentioned, the divorce, his personal life, Riddle's personal life was pretty much shambles, and it's and it's not the first time WWE would take your personal life and use it within the story. So I'm not surprised with that. It's just that I'm not sure how the process goes. Is that, do they ask you or for your consent before or anything?
Oh yeah.
But it worked out, and he kept using that even within the match at Clash at Castle.
Yeah.
Even though it led to him losing, Riddle came back. He actually got comebacks. Comebacks that I was waiting for, because he basically got comebacks on Seth. Like, he mentioned the fact that Seth hasn't held a title since then. He mentioned the fact that Becky main evented WrestleMania. Even though Seth was the one who won the Rumble.
He mentioned that he's second to Roman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He came back. That was one heck of a comeback, and he pissed Seth off. And I was glad that he actually got his vengeance on that one, So I was like, okay, now all he needs to do is win this match, because it can't end here. It just cannot end here with just those segments.
100%.
So I was happy that Riddle won.
Yeah, it would definitely be exciting to see. I mean, Riddle, he's got so much potential, and I'm interested to see him, reach his peak. But then, speaking of comebacks, Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, I know where this was going.
Yeah, man. Bray
Yeah.
Wyatt is back. Bray Wyatt is
Yeah.
back.
What a freaking entrance, man. I still haven't
Yeah.
recovered from that entrance,
Hey,
bruh.
man.
That was the symbolicness, the darkness,
Mm,
the demon, like the horror. He still has it. He still got all that fear, bruh.
yeah.
Those vibes. He still had it. Like Bray hasn't like he hasn't. It's not rusty. He
No,
can still scare the hell out of you. Like
100%.
despite of the fiend or no fiend, I know I was still scared the hell out of you. That's what I was glad. Like that man terrified the hell out of me. Like if I was in the crowd, bro,
Yeah.
I feel like I wouldn't be sleeping after the event.
Yeah, no,
I wouldn't go to sleep after.
he's really establishing himself as the face of fear. But then for me, I just want to ask you, because before, it felt like he was doing everything right. In terms of carrying on that whole face of fear thing. What do you think
Yeah.
went wrong, and what do you think we'll see different this time around that will really get him to cement himself as that character?
Um, with Bray, I feel like he's been doing a good job.
Mm,
Fear wise, he's been inducing it quite great, and he was at the when the Fiend got introduced. That was when I can say he was at his peak.
yes.
Because if we go back to the beginning with the Fiend, that it was like a demon that can never be destroyed. Especially the fact that he started with Seth, and Seth got like he got broken to the extent that he wanted to kill the guy, you know, and it continued and it continued and it continued, and the man just couldn't be broken. He got burned to death. He still lived. He is
Yeah.
just it was just crazy. It was just crazy.
Mm,
So I would say with the Wyatt family, it was also fearful, but it wasn't as fearful as when the Fiend was born. Because
mm,
when that guy showed up, the mask, like the mask,
mm, mm.
the the those kid like thing. I forgot what it's called. The Firefly Funhouse. Yes, there we
Oh
go.
yes, the
The
Firefly
Firefly
Funhouse.
Funhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was I'm seeing Bray Wyatt's fun side, but at the same time, it still got dark, and
Exactly. It was
he kept
creepy.
that darkness. He kept that creepiness, even though it was a kids show. Like if a kid was to watch the show, he'll be like, "Yay!" and then yeah, he's like, "Hey," and then at some point, let me in, and then oh shit, cover your eyes, little boy, cover your eyes,
Yeah.
little girl.
Yeah.
It was like it was those shows. It's that show where you'd feel like okay, it would start out as a happy show. You'd want your kid to watch, and then you'd be like, yeah, fire, Bible, throw like it would be something that would seem so demonic. You'd be like, ah, no, cover your eyes. You're not watching this show again, kid. Like you're grounded now, you know. So I loved the Firefly Funhouse, and then I loved how he always ended with something freaking scary. Like he would give you that stare, or he would speak as if like the Fiend's a second person to him. He'd be like, "Yeah, him. Don't. Yeah, like he'll
No, I
be
get you. I get you.
freaking terrifying.
Yeah, yeah.
So I feel like Bray is just when it comes to fear, bruh, he's killing it. Like there's nobody else who would do it as good as he's doing. Honestly, I won't lie. Karrion Kross he's just intimidating. He's not scary.
Mm.
He's basically that mafia guy that you don't want to owe money. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm sensing. He's not an Italian mafia, but he's just those drug lords that you don't want to like be on the bad side. He's more of an intimidation than something
The face of
like
fear.
scary. Yeah.
Mm.
So he Undertaker Kane vibes. I can see
Yes.
that
And we needed that.
basically.
We really needed that
Mm.
because I mean
Mm-hmm.
Undertaker's gone now. And just from the return, I can really see because that, like you said, that was really something, like the whole masks appearing on the commentators table and doors in the crowd and all that thing. That for me, just from that alone, we can see that no, this guy, I think he's come back it's not like he wasn't doing that stuff before, but like we're happy to get to see more of that. And I'm just interested to see what's in store for him. I don't know. I'm thinking, I don't know who right now. Maybe there'll be a return of a new character or something, or maybe they'll pit him with Braun, because Braun is also a bit, it's also a bit shaky. He just
Yeah,
returned
true,
and
true,
he doesn't really have like a direct storyline. So,
true.
do you see like a return of the Wyatt family? Would it be necessary right now?
Uh, I won't lie. I'm curious on what's going to happen with Bray Wyatt coming back, not the Fiend coming back. Because it seems like we're going back to the follow the buzzards theme, you
Mm,
know, but it's not like the Firefly, like the Firefly Funhouse. You can see it was broken, it was abandoned, it seemed abandoned. So it doesn't seem like he's going that route. He's pretty much going back to the OG Bray Wyatt now, but he's probably gonna like develop that character more again, you know, which makes sense. I mean, The Undertaker was the same thing. Who we went from this dark guy who would bury people in coffins, and then we go into the American badass, and then we went back to the dark guy, but just modernized.
mm.
Just more modernized, and he just kept on modernizing him as time goes, kept him relevant as time goes. He became the eater of souls, just became darker and darker. So we don't know. I don't really know how they're gonna utilize, or how is he gonna utilize this, but I'm quite curious on what's to happen,
Mm.
and I'm quite confident in the guy. Honestly, he's always been inducing fear, and he's been inducing it well. I haven't seen any failures as yet,
Based
and I don't
on,
know if Alexa Bliss is going to be involved again. Hoping
yes,
she does, but who's to know?
yeah. I was thinking of Alexa as well, because I don't know, she hasn't really fit into her old character. It's like ever since she
Mm,
went to that dark side, it's like we've all been, it was kind of like a step back. So we've just been waiting for her to really find her footing again, and maybe they'll go in the direction of Bray again. But we can only wait. We can only wait. I personally would love to see him. I can't even think of anyone, to be honest. And this brings me now to my next point, because that's where we are right now in WWE. Is it's kind of like everything is unpredictable. Like you can't predict anything. You don't know which direction
exactly.
anything is going. There's so many
That's the
openings with almost
thing.
everything. Just one feud
That's the
alone,
thing.
there's like 10 different possible outcomes. But then now imagine with
Mm.
like the whole thing. So it will really be interesting to see how everything just unfolds, man.
That's true. Like I agree with you with that. That's what I was hoping for. That's
Mm,
what I was like. That's what I wanted. I want like it's what I want. Like I wanted that. I wanted that unpredictability back.
mm,
I wanted to be terrified. I can't like instead of saying when somebody asks me who's gonna win in a fight between this guy and that guy, and I'm actually gonna say I don't know. I want to say I don't know instead of saying
yes,
obviously with no hesitation that it's going to be
yes,
this dude, but this time it just seems like okay, despite of this guy and that guy, he has this. I actually want to argue now and say, for argument's sake, he can win because of this and that. He can win because of this and that. Not because he's currently that, and the storyline will point out to think because usually that's what happens. I don't usually this is what happens. I can see that this is going on, and I want to be like, I don't. I'm still not sure who's gonna win, despite of, bro.
yeah, yeah. No, I hear you 100%. And then as we wrap up, we've been speaking of unpredictability, but I'm going to ask an ironic question. What with all these returns and with new management and everything, tell me one person, first of all, that you are one return that you are looking forward to the most, or that you are hoping would come about from
Oh,
all
okay.
this. Yeah.
Speaking, yeah, when it comes to a return that I'm looking forward to, is well, this man right here.
Ah.
This man has been this I can't even describe
Mm,
how
mm,
awesome he was ever
mm,
since he came back. Cody Rhodes, guys.
Yes.
Cody Rhodes.
That's true. That's true. He's really
the prodigal son, guys.
Yeah. I'm interested to see that as well, because at the moment I don't know if, when he does come, like I know he definitely has like a title run. There's so much, like, man, WWE is such at the point right now where anything can happen. Anything can happen, because I'm thinking if the guy does come back, he can go against Seth, he can go against Roman, he can go against you know what I mean, like so much that can possibly
he's my trump card. He's literally my trump card for me, honestly. Roman Reigns has beaten every single person I've put on the table with. Like, I was rooting for Cena and he got beaten. I was rooting for Drew. He got beaten. I was rooting for like Edge. He got beaten. Hell, I was rooting for the Demon King. Demon King wasn't even like, he was undefeated before he faced Roman, and I was like, yeah, he's definitely going to he's definitely going to, like, what can I say? He's definitely going to win.
Yeah.
But Roman beats him. So the moment Cody came back, I was like, okay, I was like, how are they going to utilize the American Nightmare? Because I know the American Nightmare, I knew him from AEW and he was doing a great job there. I saw him a bit in Impact Wrestling, as well as I think ROH as well. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, is one of the most badass characters I've ever seen today.
100%.
He's also like one of the coolest guys, and his entrance is wow.
Man.
Like, his entrance is wow. Like,
his entrance is amazing.
It's just, yeah, way too much pyros there, but I love it. You know, I really, really love the theme song. Like, every time, the moment he came back, that was ideally my ringtone, I would lie. And even on TikTok, I even mimicked his entrance. That's how much I love this entrance. Like, Cody Rhodes is he's a really cool character. So for my, like, trump card, I would say he would be the one best fit to actually take those titles from Roman.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be disappointed if he actually wins.
Okay.
So Cody Rhodes is ideally my best pick for among them all. Other than, apparently, The Rock, if he's coming.
We'll get to that in a different episode. But yeah, for now I think we're all spent on time. So Raw is coming up, obviously. Anything to look forward to?
The United States title match, of course. Yeah. And so far, just that. I don't know if Edge is gonna come to speak about what happened on Extreme Rules, but I'm also looking forward to that. But yeah, just those two for now. I don't really remember the whole matchup, but yeah, those are the two things that I'm most excited for.
Yeah, and you seem convinced Seth is gonna take it. I don't know, Bobby.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Lashley has an excellent reign, but Seth is, hey, when Seth goes down, bro, coming back up is easy for him, honestly.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm going with Bobby, but we'll see. I'm looking forward I'm mostly looking forward to the Judgment Day thing. I really want to see how all of this unfolds. And yeah, but we'll get to that obviously in the next episode. As for now, I think we've reached the end of episode 1. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, share, you know, the whole gist of it. Until then, other than that, we'll see you in the next episode. It's peace out from me. It's peace out from Vusi. Thank you so much.
See you, everybody. Thank you for your time.